Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Inside Santa Fe Public Schools Podcast. I am Joe Abeta, and today we have from our community schools office, if you will, we have Diana Padilla and Floyd Barraza, our community schools coordinators. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm doing well as well. Thank you for
Great.
having us.
No, thank you, guys. I know you guys are very busy. And for you to come on here, I just really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on in and to talk about things that are going on at community schools, but also things that will be happening too as well. So a couple of things. I know you and your team of 7 do a lot in our schools, and I want to know exactly, let's just start off, what is a community schools coordinator? What's a day like for you guys in our schools?
I think that a day for us varies because we work under an overarching structure of the 6 key practices of community schools.
Okay.
And so our day could look different on any given day. But really, I think when I come into school, my goal for the day is to help support and take the temperature probably all the time of like, how are teachers feeling, how are kids feeling, how is our community feeling? And so I think on any given day, we could start in the morning maybe supporting a family with backpack or food supplies or helping a teacher with supplies. And so that's like an example of, I think, how the day goes. I don't know if there's at 8 this happens and 9 this happens, but I would say that it varies every day based on our school need.
And your role in the schools is to see those things because you want teachers to teach, you want principals to lead, focus on things that are happening in the schools, but you guys are the ones that kind of take care of the fires maybe, if you will, or the needs of the school sometimes that, you know, of the smaller things. And I know, and also lead the needs of the students as well as the needs of the teachers too as well, correct? You're there to help with that, correct?
Yes, and if I can add to what she said, I totally agree. It all depends on a daily, and for me, it's kind of like a project. Like we started in July, and I think all of us were concentrated on the welcoming back, not only students, but staff as well. So that keeps us busy because we have little projects that we concentrate on. So it's not like we walk in at 8 and we know that we have to do an assignment. No, it's like we're connecting not only families, students, teachers. We're connecting and we're providing resources on a daily, and it can vary.
Yeah. Well, let's let folks know. Let's kind of frame this. What resources? Give me an example of something, you know, of a resource, connecting a resource to a student or to a teacher or to a family. What would it be like? Give me an example.
I can give you a current example. Recently, a parent reached out to me. I know this parent, you know, she's been at our school for 6 years. She has both her kids there. She calls me and tells me I was in a car accident and I don't have money to pay my rent.
Okay.
So I was able to connect her to the change reaction. So I have to get information and I had to submit the information on her behalf. And information that I had to provide was like, you know, make sure that she's working because the change reaction wants to help parents that have emergencies. And so I did the work. I collected the information from her. I submitted the application. They approved it. They got me a check, mailed it to my house. I had to call her on a Friday night and say like, hey, the check is here. Come to my house, pick it up, take it to your apartment complex. That is not something that we can. I'm not saying that I can do that for every single parent.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we come in is we find out about these resources that are out there. You know, this is not, I found out about the change reaction actually on their behalf. They reached out to me and they said, hey, this is the type of work and the what we can provide. Would you be interested? And I'm like, yes. So that's one of the resources.
And as community school coordinators, we are required through our PAD grant to maintain an asset map for each of our schools.
Okay.
And what that asset map is details by the type of service, the service they provide, the contact information, and we each have one for our school, and it will vary from school to school because we go based on our school needs. So the asset map, we build it every year. We update it, we build it, and that's where we pull together our partners, like the Change Reaction or Adelante or Community in Schools, or PMS or a church, a local church. A lot of us are partnered with local churches that support our kids with, just like, for example, today, it's they provide us weekend food bags for students that might need for over the 3-day weekend, because some of our students receive free and reduced lunch at school, and then the weekend comes, and how are they gonna eat during the weekend? And so we partner with churches for that, or we partner with the Food Depot as well for that. So we gather all our assets throughout the years, and they are required by PD we monitor and track them. So we update it yearly. And the other thing is we connect with the Santa Fe Community Resource Department, and they offer a resource guide every year, and we also are able to direct families that way. Sometimes we might not have the direct resource. We also collaborate together all the time as the 7 key coordinators. We collaborate constantly. So like if I heard her maybe share in one of our team meetings, I'll say, can I get that information? And I'll add that to my asset map. So the asset map is a guide for us that is required by PD, but it also helps us guide kind of when we're trying to fill in those gaps, like she said, because our goal as community school coordinators is to assess, take the temperature all the time, and then fill in the gap and find the resources to fill in the gap. Like in her instance, she used the Change resource.
And you guys are the expert of this catalog, right, of resources of that may. So if you have a student or a family that comes to you with something, you'll say, "I know exactly where we can get you to."
Yes, that's our hope. And sometimes we don't know all the things, but we are investigative, and we want to look for the answers.
Yeah.
Because the premise of our role, I think, is helping filling gaps.
Mm-hmm.
And under those 6 key practices, of course, but making sure that we are filling in those gaps.
And I want to go back to the whole thing with it. It's something as simple as a child's going to know, or a student's going to know, that they're going to be able to eat on the weekends. And they're not going to have to worry about that when Thursday hits, saying, "Oh no, Friday's tomorrow, and this will be the last time I'll eat until Monday morning when I can come in and get breakfast," right? And that can affect the way they learn, right?
Yes.
And I think that it's just great that they're able to know that they have that support. It's to be able to, hey, I'm going to have to worry about homework and doing school and doing things that a kid should worry about in middle school or in elementary school, regular, on a regular worry that you would have, academics or whatever that may be, rather than having to worry about where am I going to get my next meal, which is pretty incredible. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I was talking to Flor before Diana, before you had come in, and we were talking also about, you guys also coordinate school events too as well.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
So each of us have a list of the community events, and it does vary by, elementary, high school, and middle school. But we all are very big on, we believe in family engagement. We believe that if you have families that are engaged, that feel welcome, they're more likely to, be successful. Their student is going to be more successful. So we all try to do, 4 events per school year. Like I said, it varies. For my school, Kearney Elementary, we start off with the typical, which is, the open house, beginning of the school year. In October, I was telling you about our amazing Halloween carnival.
Let's plug that now, right? Is that happening
spectacular.
again in October?
It'll happen October 30th.
There you go.
So that is one of the biggest family engagement events that we do. We've done it for 4 years consecutively. This will be our 5th year. That one, it takes me a whole month of planning because I have to go out into the community. I have to get donations. I have to. I have a group of teachers who take their time out of their school day to go and create this haunted house. It's like a 2-classroom haunted house. And I plan it along with the members of our PTC, and it takes the whole school, and it even takes volunteers outside of the school to make this event popular.
Yeah.
We get parents volunteering. We get, community members. Last year we had avid students from Capitol High School, which was amazing.
Wow.
Helping us with the the carnival games. And so from there, like I said, every single school will have their different ones. I know that Kearney has that Halloween carnival. I know Milagro has an amazing turkey bingo, like right around the same time. And all the other schools have different events. But so, yeah, we're very big on family engagement events.
Yeah, so one of our key practices is family and community engagement. And so one of our goals is to at least have a minimum, like Flor said, of 4 events a year. I think most of us probably exceed that just because when we see a need, for example, like there was a need recently with the change in administration in our country. And we had a need to communicate with families that might be affected by that change due to immigration law and things like that. And so we had to put on some family events and some family nights directed to support those families. And so that once again goes back to us constantly assessing where our school needs are. But we also want to have fun. And so Flor is right. We like to have some of these fundraisers. We use them to help support our yearly culture building stuff. So, making sure that we help teachers feel appreciated, and sometimes with the coffee cart or with bagels with dad or muffins with moms and things like that that are done at some of the elementary schools. And so that's why we put some of these events. They're not all fundraisers. I think we each have about one a year that's geared towards helping us fund and support our teachers and our students with any need that may come up through those events. But then we also do those events that are just in terms of supporting families based on needs they have. And we collaborate closely with the Family and Community Engagement Department because the community schools, we sit under that department. Yeah. And so we help promote the Parent Academy as well. So we collaborate really closely because that's in our department, and we work on bringing those into our schools or helping her promote to get families into those GED classes or the computer classes or the English language classes or the Spanish classes or financial literacy as well. I know that department offers it. So, and that's with Raquel Plaza. So we really, I think, have a huge goal of welcoming the community and the families into our school. And that's why we try to have these fun events as well as those events that sometimes may not be fun, but they're informative and supportive.
You guys, there's 7 of you total in Santa Fe Public Schools right now in different schools. And you're strategically placed in the schools that are in need, that in assistance to be able to help out with that. So right now, what are the schools that I know? Milagro, Kearney, because you're at Kearney, Floyd, and you're at Milagro, Diana.
We have Santa Fe High School.
Okay.
We have Ortiz Middle School, Amyville, and Chaparral Elementary. And we have a position for the school that is called White
Cielo Azul.
Cielo Azul. Okay.
Cielo Azul. So there's a position that's going to be filled at that school.
Gotcha. It takes a special person to fill those positions, right? You guys are very, you're working, you're doing some great work out there. And has that person been already identified as the person, the new one to the team?
We're not sure.
Okay. All right.
But we hope they're coming.
Well, I'm sure you guys are. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wanted to talk real quick, and I know, Floyd, you have some stuff that you want to submit more information, but I just wanted to put this out there, and we can talk a little bit more about it later on. But you guys are having a parent conference event on August 22nd at Milagro Middle School from 9 to 1:30. That's on a Saturday. And so that's coming up next week, or August 22nd, because someone might be watching this in the future,
right?
And it already had happened. But so that's going to be happening on August 22nd. So if someone does not make it to August 22nd and they're watching this after August 22nd, how can they find out more about community schools and what you guys do, and if their school does have it, how do they contact you?
So they will be able to go to their front office at any school and say,
Okay.
I want to speak to my community school coordinator.
Gotcha.
But we all have cards if they're interested. The other thing is our phone numbers. We are listed in the Santa Fe Public School website.
Okay.
For each of our schools.
Okay.
And then if there's needing any support, sometimes we get a phone call and we get referrals. Sometimes even from other schools that
Gotcha.
know that we're in existence. So that's kind of mostly right now. It's been by word of mouth, or if they see us at an event, and we do try to support each other's events so that families and communities see where we're all located.
Excellent. And this event is free, right?
Yes.
It is free.
Want to go ahead?
So I just wanted to add on to what she
Yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah.
So we are all district employees. We are under the FACE department. So even though we are assigned to a specific school, we are always willing to collaborate with neighboring schools. So we don't just do these services just for our schools. You know, we're always open to helping anybody. Like for me, you know, I've had cases where I have to help somebody from Nava. We invite these other schools to our events as well.
Yeah.
And so,
And I think because like I have 12 feeder schools, I collaborate with those feeder schools, and there's 12 of them. And I think what we're trying to say is this event is open to all Santa Fe Public School students
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
families. So
All right.
all parents are welcome and invited. And our goal for this conference is to help our families find one central location to learn everything they want to know about Santa Fe Public Schools. We have every department being present there and providing sessions for families. They're 30-minute sessions about what our wellness team does in the district, what our nutrition team does in the district, what our IT department does in the district, what our transportation does in the district. So it's open to everybody.
It's open to everybody, and that's a good point also, because these services that are offered are not just for the schools that we have community school coordinators at. They're for everybody in the school district, right? That's at different schools, they can access Adelante if they need to,
Yes.
or communities in schools, or whatever the services that you guys have in your catalog.
Yes.
Okay.
yes, and
That's
the conference is kind of like we were talking about it earlier, like
Yeah.
an orientation, especially for those new families coming to the district. You know, we're letting them know, like how she said, what each department handles, but also where they're located. But we're also going to have partners, community partners, that are going to be providing information to the families. And everybody is welcome. We picked Milagro because it's centrally located.
Yeah.
But all of the 7 schools are going to be collaborating, but we're inviting everybody in the district.
That's excellent. That's great. What is the one service that you guys feel, and we had asked this on the video that we had done, what's the one service that people don't know about that they're surprised? And I know that I had talked to Nancy about this, but also that you guys have a food pantry, an on-site food pantry,
Yes.
correct?
All 7 of the schools do have an on-site food pantry and also a clothing closet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So one of us doesn't have it. But if her school needs it,
You guys would be able to
we
reach out
support
to
each
them.
other.
So
Yeah.
I
But the Food Depot does deliver.
Yeah.
I have a different program at my school.
Okay.
Because I don't have the space to do a food pantry.
Mm-hmm.
But I did partner with the Food Depot, and we provide a monthly handout in the parking lot, and that's open to the whole public.
Wow.
And then on a weekly or biweekly basis, I do food bags and I hand them out. So my goal is to not keep them in a food pantry,
Yeah, gotcha.
but my goal is to receive it, pack it, and move it out that same day.
That's awesome.
And a lot of the times what I do is I kind of coordinate the dates so if we have an open house, I'll have a bag of food for those families that come, and they're just welcome to just grab and go. That's what we call it at our school. It's a grab and go food for kids program at our school.
That's amazing. That's great.
And so they all look a little bit different. Hers looks like that. And then Santa Fe High, they do something similar. The Food Depot comes and they do a weekly disbursement. We also do a disbursement at the other schools. The schools that do have a community and school coordinator as well, those coordinators help us with that. So that's our asset, right? We utilize our asset in that case. So for me, I'm really lucky. I have a wonderful community and school partner, student success facilitator. And what they do is they offer the food pantry on Monday, but they do a similar thing. The food gets delivered, we package it, and we have a day of delivery. Also, parents, if it's a day that doesn't work for them, they can make an appointment for a scheduled pickup. And then that way we service everybody, because we understand sometimes families are working.
Yeah.
They can't come on maybe Monday or the day that it's assigned at your school, but they'll support it. And we also, every school coordinator has the Food Depot map and where they're located and what days they can pick up. For example, if Monday is my delivery day for food and we don't have school that day, we make sure we get families information that if you miss food day on Monday, you can still pick up on these following days on nearby Food Depot days.
Wow. How long have you guys been in, how long have you existed, your organization, the community schools positions? How long have you guys been in the schools?
So community schools has been in the Santa Fe Public School District. I believe this is year 8.
Okay.
8 or 9, it originated at Cielo Azul, and then they picked up Santa Fe High School, and then they picked up Milagro, Kearney, and at the time Nino Otero, which now has moved over to Ortiz, and then we added Chaparral and Amyville.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. So it's grown.
Yes, they've
Definitely.
grown.
So this is my 5th year. I believe this is her 6th year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. That's great. Who's the statesman of the group?
The OG,
Yes,
Tommy.
Tommy
at Santa Fe High.
Yes.
Okay.
And some of them, they call me the grandma because they said grandmas have wisdom. And I said, I want to be the tia, not the grandma.
There you go. Here you go.
And I think it's just because I think it's Tommy and then me. And so high school looks a lot different. And I started, when I started, I was at Kearney and Milagro together. And so I have a little bit of the elementary part, and I kind of knew where we started and where we began. And so it's been awesome to collaborate with Flor since she's been on.
And I know that, like, as kids get older and there's middle school, elementary school, there's some needs that are specific to maybe middle school and high school, right? Social needs more than there may be needs in elementary. Not diminishing the needs of social stuff going on in middle in elementary, but middle and high school tend to be a little bit more intense as far as the social aspect of it all. And you guys have support for those too as well, correct?
Yes, we do. And I think what happens is we also do a needs assessment every school year that evaluates those things, where our needs are for wraparound services, where our needs are for the culture of our school, where the needs are academically, where the needs are community-wise, and how our families are engaging with our school. So that needs assessment kind of is our guiding light for the work we do. And once again, it all falls under this umbrella of the 6 key practices.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, anything else before we go? That you'd like to get out there before?
Yeah, I would like to add that most of us actually are not just bringing in resources. We also participate as part of the wellness teams. We participate as part of the attendance team. Some of us are part of the PTSO or PTC committees. There's a couple of us who are like the main interpreters for the school. We participate in pretty much everything that's going on at the school. We do. She attends the PLCs,
Yes.
So we're very well informed as to what is going on in the school, because that's how we find out, like, this person. Not only students,
you guys have your hands on the
families,
pulse, right? Your fingers on the pulse
it's
for
like,
the school.
What can we assist the teachers with?
Yeah.
How can we provide assistance for the teachers? Can we get them a volunteer?
Yeah,
So it's just a little bit of everything.
that's great.
It's all encompassing, and I think something that is special about being a community school coordinator is that we have a strong team here at SFPS
Yeah.
as coordinators, and so we collaborate so well together. But I think the other part is that because of the needs assessment, the asset mapping, we're following this protocol that helps us guide us, and it works, and it's been working for all the years. And I think PED's idea is that community school coordinators should be at the table, because one of our key practices is a shared voice in leadership for our school. And if we're not a shared voice, if we're not all sitting at the table. And so in order for us to be able to be part of that conversation, we do have a site-based leadership team at each of our schools that kind of helps make those overall decisions when we do a needs assessment and an asset map, and we're looking for things and ways that we're going to fix it or cover it or fill in that gap. Our site-based leadership teams come in to help support us fill in those gaps. And so I feel like we're busy, but we are supported because we do have those teams that support us on campus.
That's great. Well, thank you. I just want to remind folks that are watching this before August 22nd that there is an event at Milagro Middle School. It is a parent conference for community schools that'll have all the resources there, a lot of resources and folks that they can talk to from our community and organizations, nonprofits, and government too as well for support. That'll be happening at Milagro Middle School from 9 to 1:30 on August 22nd. Everybody is welcome. You don't need to have a community schools coordinator at your school to qualify. You can come over to Santa Fe Public Schools, come on in, your families, and get some more information on support and things that are out there that you weren't aware of, especially for the new families that are new to Santa Fe Public Schools. This is a great opportunity for you to know what the resources are. And so thank you again for coming on, Flor, and Diana, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, and it was a pleasure talking about what we do.
Yeah.
And there's going to be free lunch for families.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Free lunch that day.
Free lunch on August 22nd.
Yes.
Yes, so please go out there. Thanks again, folks. Want to thank you for joining us and spending some time with us here at Inside Santa Fe Public Schools Podcast. Have a safe week. Have a great week. Adios.